Man, talk to me. Tell me something good. Okay, we're in. We're chilling. Really? Twice in a row. Twice in a row. This is crazy. Unprecedented. Unprecedented. That's all I'm saying. Hello, Val. Hello, Virgil. I think I play c5 anyway here. Yeah. This could be annoying. Let's be boring. Let's be really boring. Hello, Valentine. Wanted to play you today? Well, guess what? The queue is open, and you're first. What? Ah, yes. Strong start to stream. Strong start. We got a few people coming in saying hello, and we got one out-of-pocket question. We're getting it out of the way early, boys. Ah, Elu's whatever. We'll play chess. We'll see what happens. I'll take the knight. That's what I'll do. I'll take it. I'll play bishop d6. This is not that ambitious, which is a little annoying, but whatever. Valentine is in too. We're chilling. It's a little unambitious. Maybe I should play for more, but this looks sound. I'll beat him in the endgame. I'm okay with that. He could go bishop f3 and try to play e4. I don't even think that's really scary for me, though. Also, my microphone is really far away. I forgot. Your microphone works better when it's closer to your face. I'm an expert. Yeah. Not my thing. Who thought? I know I look like I do, but, you know. I feel like I have enough of a problem motivating myself to do hard things and focusing normally. I don't need to make it worse with assorted substances. It's enough of a struggle as is. Oh, let's talk politics. Was it the CIA? No, because the CIA wouldn't miss. They have a good record with that. They're 1-0, right? Where does this knight go? The Trump thing's crazy, man. It's so crazy. I'm telling you, I don't recognize the US anymore. I haven't for a long time. I do see your messages. I'm just choosing to ignore them because there's nothing there worth commenting on, in my opinion. You know, rational minds may differ. Oh, his name is Henry? Okay, I'll call him Henry. Because Futon feels like a weird name. Henry's... I can do Henry. I don't like ignoring him. It's just, you know. Sometimes I don't have something to say. And so I find in those situations, it's better to say nothing than to say something stupid. What's the Mark Twain quote? Better stay quiet, have everyone think that you're an idiot, than speak out and remove all doubt, or what is it? Something like that. You know, words to live by. Ooh. Should I be scared? Yeah, probably. Not that scared. He's not really threatening much. Knight on f8, there is no mate. Don't know if y'all have heard that one before, but it's a classic. Knight on f8, there is no mate. The knight on f8 is such a brutally effective defensive piece. It's so hard to get anything started, you know? Ooh. Am I missing something? What if I just take the knight? Is the problem queen takes f7, king h8, followed by rook g3? No, because then queen takes e5. Yeah, that's what it is, Valentine. Thank you. Need to pack my stuff. Tomorrow we're going on holiday, so if you want to, we can give my first place to someone else. Play a game when I return. Sure. Whatever works best for you. Takes, king h8. Rook g3. Queen takes e5. It's hard. I want the piece. I'm gonna go for it. I don't see the problem. In that case, I was actually pretty close, Valentine. I didn't get it right, but I was close. Wait, did I calculate rook f5? I don't think I did. Oh, that's a funky move. Here. Actually, I can move the knight. Quality of assassination is plummeting, mostly because of woke. Here we go. Here we go. Time for the fun part of my stream. Post semi-ironic commentary on political scandals. Yeah. Again, I know it was close to a quote. I should tell you myself, guys. I mean, I told you, I'm distantly related to John Wilkes Booth, and so honestly, I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed for the state and the nation. Just ashamed. Can't believe what's happened. Hello, Vluppy. Real talk, though. It's completely insane that that even happened. Like... Now, evidently, the guy was actually a very poor shot, which is why he missed. And he was probably very nervous. But he has no criminal record. No, like, delinquency. Nothing. Completely insane. Do I take this first? Take, 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 take. I think he wins. He wins the Switch and Zug. Take, 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 take. He loses castling rights. Is that worth it? But I give up the bishop pair. I think it's better to keep the bishop pair than anything else. The guy was a centrist from the looks of it. I mean, that's what they say. I don't know, but that is the current take. I'm telling you, it really looks like he was a centrist, which is fascinating in a very cruel way. Oh, I'm so stupid. My queen's hanging. I didn't even notice. Y'all are distracting me with this dang political talk. What do you think this is? Who do you think I am? Hello, King's Gambit. Gambit. I can't speak. Wow, that's a story. Also, have you guys noticed that I'm doing a way better job talking tonight through the voice repeater thing? I'm getting better at it. I'm very proud of myself. Yeah, but my queen didn't turn her head in time. I almost thought you stopped doing that. Exactly. I'm doing so well. It's still not easy, but it's way harder than it was. Way easier than it was. Okay, that one's just regular stupid. That has nothing to do with the voice mod. It's just stupid. Hello, I blame lag. Why not? What's up? I'm losing a chess game because I just was distracted by chat talking about the recent political turmoil in the US, and so I blundered my queen to just a one-move capture. Like, he threatened to capture my queen, and I didn't move it, and it got captured. Not slay queen, but queen slayed. No, that's not funny. Oh, I thought that was intentional. It's a little funny. Yeah. I'm about to lose this game, so when I do, then I'll play you. Which is sad, because I was doing so well. It's even more funny when it's not your queen being slayed. This is true. It's significantly funnier when it's someone else's queen. I can confirm. How do I go about this? I mean, can't be that bad. Yeah, this is the Botez Gambit. Y'all might not have heard of it. It's pretty advanced. It seems that he is. Is Macedonia walkable? Depends where. The capital, Skopje, isn't walkable. Like every other city, yes. Especially the one I live near, very walkable. It's super nice. I like it quite a lot. You can walk across the entire thing in like 45 minutes. And so you could just park on the opposite side of town and where you need to go and still find parking and find places to be. Very nice. Gologlegege? How close was I? Yes, no, it's very nice. It's one of the things I like about Macedonia. My favorite tweet was when someone said that Biden... Oh my god. That's a little funny. That's a little funny. I'll give you that. The worst part, unironically, actually, ironically, I'm not gonna lie. The worst part, ironically, is the fact that Trump got such a hard picture out of it. Like, it's ridiculous. Botez sisters are from Romania. I know their gambit. Well, I'm not from Romania, and I know their gambit. So, take that. Literally gone. Yeah, you have to remind me of Redemption sometimes. I forget. He almost certainly is. I cannot think of a universe where he doesn't. Unfortunately. It does. It's so perfect. You can see what was so interesting to me, or one of the things that was so interesting to me, was watching him, because as soon as the shot stopped, as soon as he stopped getting shot at, he immediately got up and went for the photo. Yeah, Queen A2 was better. He immediately got up and went for the photo. Like, which, smartest play. It was the smartest play. But wow. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's just, my point was only that it's almost impressive how, like, on the ball he was. You know? Immediately. He's just like, photo opportunity. Bam. And he took advantage. It's just... I understand where he's coming from with that quote. The way I described it, if I try not to share my politics very often, but I will allow it this one time. The way I described the current election situation in the US to a friend of mine when I was talking to him about it, was I said, trying to decide who to vote for in this election most reminded me of a situation where I would theoretically have to decide which one of my eyes to scoop out with a plastic spoon. I'm the Joker, baby. No. Mr. Enjoyer, please. Deep breaths. I understand having strong political convictions. But let's keep it as respectful as we can. Do it. He's a comedian turned TV show host. Well, I was more so talking about the projection comment. I was less so talking about the Joker comment. Again, this is why I'm okay talking about politics here, but I try to keep it very neutral and rational. Not because I don't have political convictions, but because I feel like too often things becomes way harsher than they need to be. And I think it's harmful to any like some discourse that tries to happen. I want to resign against Magnus Carlsen. Not because I think I can beat him, because I want to play Magnus Carlsen. Okay, Mr. Enjoyer, like I said, please comment down. I don't want to time you out, but I will, because it's getting a little bit much for me. Exactly, comedian. That's the mindset. That is the correct mindset. Guys, look. The bishop, it's the wrong color. It's a draw. It's a draw. It's wrong color bishop. You know bishop and pawn versus king endgames, guys. It's wrong color. Flag time. He's got almost as much time on as I do, and enough pieces to checkmate me 5 times over. All you have to do is trade off the f pawn. Exactly. Exactly. This guy gets it. Hello, Slash. Play on in case of disconnect. Just, what's the worst that can happen? I'm absolutely losing, right? Which means I can't make my position worse. I can only make my position better, right? Could have gone queen b2? Yes, I agree that was the best move. I'm totally fine with him not playing it, but... Oh, come on. Oh, come on, comedian. I gave him my queen and he beat me. He didn't crumble. He played very consistently. That's admirable. Yep, he could have. But okay, he has time. It's not that big a deal. Let him play chess. Nothing's ever easy in chess. Cat Gambit? Cat Gambit. That's what I mean. Chillax. Clario album low-key mid. I saw that came out, but I haven't listened to it. I've been very busy. Very busy. Speaking of busy, you know what I did? I did some homework. Oh, it seems to be getting decent reviews. The Clario album. I haven't heard a single song by Clario, I don't think, ever, so I couldn't tell you. I don't have an opinion. Okay. Val kicks his turn. I state wrong facts. I'm okay with that. I have no problem with capping. Just, you know, try to prevent things from getting too vitriolic. You know what I mean? Hello, Yushi. It has been a while, hasn't it? She makes bedroom pop, indie rock type music. Oh, wait. I thought this was you. Oh, this is Valentine. I forgot the order of people in my queue because I have the memory of a goldfish. Also, thank you, Enjoy, for the follow. I appreciate it. Fine, but generic. Okay. Almost more offended. Valentine, yours next, I believe. You're not right now, but you're the next person in line. I mixed up people. Have you tried the Benka? You know, actually not seriously. Again, I haven't tried the Benoni, but I've always felt like the Benoni, I'm pushing for, I mean, I suppose I already play openings that are kind of dubious, so it's not that big of a push. I could try the Benko. I'm also looking for an opening that works in classical, and I feel like the Benko is right on the edge of what's sound enough to be considering a main opening. Like, it's sound enough, but barely. Hello, Nabo. How's it been? It's been a long time. How many months? Jobava's not that bad. I don't mind a Jobava. Because I want it to be visible on mobile. That's why. Is he prepped for this? He must be. I don't know. Because I want to play a game of chess, and I wasn't paying that close attention. I know it up to this move. Well, this is already a mistake. This is considered better for black. So, this is not good. You shouldn't be playing this. Oh, what a line? This is considered a bad line for white. It's refuted. White shouldn't play this. It's wrong. Now, whether or not I'll be able to punish it is a different thing. But it is objectively bad. I have to be careful, though. It is very easy to get, like, mated or something. There's goofy things that can happen. Also, thank you, Yushi, for the follow. Yeah, this is a fun line. And that's a mistake, too. He's losing. You're losing. Sorry. Wrong move. And it was rook e2. Rook d2 is the only move there. So sorry. You shouldn't play this line. You have no business playing this line. This is a bad line. Just straight up. This is a refuted line that is known to be bad. I do have a lot of distaste for the late night shows as a format. No, this is like -1.5, -2. This is a bad position. Just very objectively. This is very bad. I'm telling you, this is incorrect objectively. I'm not capping. This is actually horrible. I might not be quite -2, but I remember it being something along those lines. I mean, we'll see, right? I could be wrong, but I'm fairly certain that this is known to be a terrible line. I think it's bad. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, but like, if you want to play aggressive, interesting chess in the dragon, you don't have to play a dubious line to get there, right? You can do it with much better lines. The alien gambit, it's like, eh. That's because I don't study this as much anymore. Because no one plays it. Because it's bad. I can't tell you the last time I've had this in tournament. It's been like 2 years? I think 2 years. See? It's losing. It's completely losing. Look at this. Plus, -4. -4. This line is done. I'm telling you. There's no mate. Now, I think I messed up right here. You might have had this. No, I had check here. Never mind, that was fine. Yeah, no, this is objectively losing. I don't think I punished you right, but it is objectively losing. Taking the rook is considered inaccurate. It's like -1 after taking the rook before bishop d3. Bishop d3 is wrong. Bishop d3 loses, but before that, it was already bad. See? Mistake. -1. Let's get to the analysis. Give me... it's fine move. It's playable. This isn't a fantastic position for... Okay. Why is it not showing the evaluation? Just think of web stockfish. No, this is not theory. See? Look. -1. It's getting there. Give it some time. This is a bad position. This is why in the Rouser variation, Queen E1 is recommended as some time ago. One over the board game playing Queen E1, my opponent panicked and played knight takes. I told you! I told you that line was fire. If you don't know your theory is black, you just lose. You just lose. It's just over. That's such a fun line. That's what I thought Val was going to go for, and I was stealing myself for it because he's booked up. I'm going to have to remember all my theory, and I might lose on the spot. But no, he's chilling. And then this is just wrong. You have to play rook d2. Rook d2 here, which this is another line where people get mixed up. No one plays bishop d3 here on first instinct because they want to get the rook move, because you want to get the bishop out of the way to connect your rooks, but that's wrong. It's actually equal on low depth. On low depth, yes, but on high depth, black is preferred. Plus, I'm of the opinion that practically black is better here because it's easier to play as the black pieces, and you just have a lot to play for. And as black, I'm celebrating. Black should not get this good a game of chess out of the opening. I played a dragon. I should be suffering. I should be in misery. I'm not suffering. I'm chilling. And then bishop d3 is just terrible because of this. Now, I did it wrong, evidently. Evidently, I'm supposed to take on this. Oh, yeah. It's here then queen b6. So you threaten mate and also are still attacking the bishop. I forgot. Well, I took a break for a while, Nabo, because I was doing Russian in college. But now that I'm done with Russian, I'm gone back to learn Greek. But I had forgotten a lot of it, so I lost a ton of my progress. I'm getting it all back, though, faster than I did before, so which is nice, but it's a little annoying. Yeah, it's this. And then you lose the other piece as well. And it's very clearly over. But I did it wrong. I took this way. It's still winning, but it's a lot harder. No mate. And then the game is over. There's nothing here but pain. I'm telling you, taking the rook already. Taking the pawn by itself, I don't recommend. Accepting the gambit, I don't recommend. You can do it. There are lines there, but I don't recommend it. It's easier for black. Taking the rook is objectively dubious, and playing bishop d3 is objectively bad. So this, I already disagree with. I don't think white should play this way. You can. Engine says it's fine, and you do have a route to a quick draw in this position, if you want it, because it's like queen c7, queen c5, queen b7, and I think no, it's not. What is it here? What's the weird draw in this position? Don't remember. It's not here. I don't remember. Yes. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, Nabo. And I am learning faster already. I don't remember what it is here. I think it's Queen A3 is the best move, but this is also harder to play for white. Because, like, all of the most natural moves here are bad. This is bad. This is bad. It's hard. It is really hard. So you have to play this, this, or this. And all three, I'm having fun. I'm not like winning or better or anything, but it's triple zeros out of the opening. I have full compensation. This is a known good position for me. Queen C4, I could play Queen E5 evidently, and that's the difference. But I can also go Queen B8 here. This is also fine. Again, this is just taking the pawn is just poor. It leaves black enjoying the game more than white does, which should never happen. Should never happen. And then taking the rook is dubious. It's not. I am of the opinion it's refuted. Like, if you look at master games, there's 326 games in this position, and 27, and in 27 of them, white took the rook. And in those 27, black has a 56% win rate and 33% draw. White wins 11% of those games. It's terrible. It's really bad. And in my games, just it's just, I'm telling you, you shouldn't play this. You should not play this. This is bad line. Boo. So that's your fun fact on Dragon Theory. And what I blame lag was talking about was, in this position, what I recommend is that white play Queen E1. And this move is a lot trickier than it looks. If black plays something normal, like let's say takes this pawn, then of course you take the knight and you're winning. So I have to do something about that. And it's not immediately obvious, right? If I play something slow like a6, you just play knight b3 and I don't get any center. This attack is too slow and white is clearly advantageous. This pawn falls, you play your normal g4 plan. White's attack is faster. Not fun for black. So black has to strike out early in this position. He has to play e5. But afterwards, this position gets complicated quick. And I think it's very fun. I enjoy this position a lot. But very complicated. Yeah. What language are you learning? I mean, I'm in the same boat. Because I'm learning a Germanic language, which is English. That's my mother tongue, so I guess I'm not learning it. But a Slavic language, and now Greek. Those are pretty different. It's not like I picked Chinese or something. That would be harder, but still the three I picked are hard. America ranks 1 in opioid abuse. It's a huge problem. It's tragic. I don't know how. I feel like I've seen you before today, Enjoyer. And if I have, you'll know that I moved out of the States 9 years ago. And the opioid thing wasn't really a problem in the public eye, at least 9 years ago. And so it's difficult because the town I lived in was one of the ones hit very hard by the opioid I can't speak. Epidemic. And so I kind of left, and then the place where I grew up no longer exists. It hurts. It hurts. I mean, they're all Indo-European. True. But they're pretty distant branches on Indo-European. I'm just rambling for 20 minutes straight. Hey, now you listen here. If you have something to say, then go ahead and say it. Speaking of which, it's Valentine's turn. All the languages I learned before were Indo-European. Now I'm doing Japanese, so it's completely different. Ooh. Is there a specific reason, or did you just, like, want to do Japanese? If you don't mind my asking, of course. Valentine might have left. It doesn't say that he left. But... oh, no, he's here. He's here, and he sent me an unrated game. I appreciate that. Good luck with that one, Val. Why does everyone play this? Oh, no. I played this in the last game. I know nothing about this position, so I'm going to play with my heart. I started with the characters since they were cool, so after I learned them, I just had the momentum and I went with it. It's a good reason. I like that. Like this, I think. Strimmer. Naturally. Alco's rambling ain't that bad, to be honest. What does that mean? What do you mean by that? Is it like some rambling is worse than others and my rambling isn't bad on the rambling tier list? Or is it that, I don't know. If you want to take, be my guest. Or it's like, it's bad, but it's not that bad. Because those are very different energy. This is a very bizarre position. Like, very bizarre. Ooh, he wants my throat. He wants me dead. Dead and buried. I respect that. Huh. Do I want to trade queens? I think I want to trade queens. This looks fine. Hey, I am technically playing chess. The ratio on screen of chess to everything else is more chess than everything else. Okay, we're fine. I got it backwards. More chess to everything else. So we're winning. That's a excellent reason. I like that reason a lot. I like that reason for learning new languages a lot. My knight is a little sussy. I think this is fun. That's definitely fun. If you know English, I think you can get access to pretty much all content. Even more so now with AI translations. So you're kind of right, but not completely. And what I mean by that is it's different consuming content in a language it's been translating to relative to consuming it in the language it was created in. It's a fundamentally different experience. It just is. And so learning a language to be able to consume content in that language, I think has a lot of value from an artistic perspective. Three body problem. Oh yeah, my dad was watching that. He liked it, if I remember correctly. So yes, you are able, from a literal perspective, to consume almost anything. However, it's not the same. But it's a lot of effort to learn a language. Yes, but there's, I mean, one, if it's a hobby, it's a hobby, right? It's a lot of effort to learn anything that's like a skill. So I don't think that's an argument against it if you enjoy it. I'm not saying everyone has to. I'm saying it's good to. Two, it has a lot of utility. Learning another language helps you understand other cultures better and helps you bridge communication between people, which I think is a beautiful thing. Also, it's mental exercise. I can't speak, which is good. That's another good reason. Again, I'm of the opinion that there are a lot of good reasons to learn languages beyond just the literal. Exorcism. Yeah, it's expelling ghosts. Mental ghosts. The worst kind. Right. Right. I'm familiar with the problem, like the physics problem, but I know it's also the name of a TV show that's about like 3 murders that happen in 3 different periods of time or something. What do you currently play against D4? I've been playing the Dutch, but I've kind of fallen out of love with it. So I'm thinking about switching. It's unsolved so far. Yeah. It's part of what makes it so interesting. I don't have a repertoire I'm comfortable in against d4, which is part of my problem. So like in this position, I play knight f6, e6, and an Indian, because I'm trying it out, seeing how it fits. I've been playing chess for a year, and I'm still 900 to 1,000, but my puzzles are around 2,000. So puzzles are good, but what have you been doing to learn outside of puzzles, if anything? If you don't mind my asking, of course. Okay. I think this is good for me. Occasionally, I have some smaller streamer friends that I know that I watch, and otherwise, I watch because I'm in a weird time zone. Usually, the streamers I'd want to watch are offline. So, like, while I don't agree with his takes on everything, I enjoy watching Atriox's VODs, but I don't watch the streams live because I'm not up at the same time he is. So I just watch the uploads to YouTube. So I don't know if you count that. I think it counts, but rational minds might differ. Another thing is that you eventually learn a lot about those countries and cultures surrounding those languages, like it or not, which is cool. I agree. To me, that's one of the coolest parts. That's like one of the biggest bonuses. But it's hard to explain that. What weird time zone? Central European Standard Time. Europe. Yeah, Europe time zone. Yeah, it's a pretty accurate way of describing it. Which is only weird because I would normally watch American streamers because I'm more tuned in to like America when it comes to a lot of things. Bless my heart, my American half still does a lot of the thinking. Working on it though. Just strats and understanding the pieces. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's mostly what I was asking. Because a lot of people focus on tactics and not much else. And I think it hurts their overall chess. So, understanding the more strategic elements, I think is a good thing. And will help you moving forward. Give me just a second. Doing a wee bit of calculating. I see. Think you should watch it too, though they made it too fictional. But yeah, Three Bottom Problem still interesting. Well, I'm currently working through Dark, so I'm kind of occupied. If he goes here, I'm more than happy to take the knight. I like playing this endgame. Let me triple check. Yeah, I'm cool with this. I'm cool with this. I just need to get these off light squares. So like this would be hugely helpful. So like here first. And then this. Yeah, so here first. I could get an outside passer. But that's not good, because then if I go here and take, he takes with pawn, I get my outside passer, but he gets connected passers, which is way worse for me. So I can't let that happen. Changing my plan. I've been consuming 98% of content in English for years, which makes me kind of forget my native language a bit. I could see that. What's Dark? Another... It's not based on real life events. It's... Or at least I would assume it's not. Otherwise there's some wacky stuff happening. It's a German TV show, which is supposedly quite good. I've been enjoying it so far, but I haven't finished it. Oh, I like this. I like this position a lot for me. Hold on a second. I'm cooking. I'm cooking, chat. Yeah. There's a lot of people here who at least seem to have stronger English than Macedonian, which is always interesting to see. I understand it. Yeah, forget's an exaggeration, but again, I haven't experienced that. Also, thank you, Fly Super Jesse, for the follow. Anyway, I haven't experienced that because... How do I put this? My native language is the currently culturally dominant one. So I don't have to worry about it too much. You're writing a book based on Greek myths? Ooh, that could be interesting. Hello, Callum. Ooh, another name change. How's it going? Pretty well. I gained a little bit of elo, but only like 4, because I won 2 and lost 1, but the lost 1 was worth more elo. Chicken butt. Hey, I think it's because I stream in Bulgaria-friendly time zones, considering I'm in Macedonia. And yeah, there's probably another reason, but I can't think of it. That's pretty sick, not gonna lie. Yeah, absolutely. Make the art you want to see. Which pawn do I take? Meeny, meeny, miny, mo. I'll let him decide. That way I can develop my king with tempo. Okay. Works for me. I'll take this one. 9 years. Conscription doesn't necessarily mean World War III. But I am also worried about World War III. I just... to me, I'm actually less worried about that than I am economic collapse. Because at least World War III, odds are either Macedonia will be left out of it entirely because we're kind of in the middle of nowhere, or we'll just get nuked immediately and die, and I won't have to think about it. I basically visit every 2 years at this point. That's been the trend. Every other year, I visit for like a few weeks, a month. Never more than a month, though. And so I see family and friends. And I do keep in touch with some friends I have there, but... honestly, I said this earlier in stream. I don't think you were here when I did. The city I lived in the US was one of the ones hit really hard by the opioid epidemic. And I got out like right before it started. And so it's kind of painful because whenever I go back, it's like seeing the city burnt to the ground. You know, it's just not there anymore. Especially for young people, I'd say it's very noticeable that people consume English content because we speak in Bulgarian while code switching to English quite often. Yep. I get that a lot here. It's very interesting. Okay, so this is playable. Nice. It looked fine, but I wasn't sure. Okay, D6 was better. I wasn't sure. I couldn't decide between the two. It makes sense why this is better. The only reason I didn't play this is because I was worried about this at some point. I was a little bit stressed about D5 in the future. So like, C4 doesn't work here, so I suppose you have to delay it. So like bishop B5, and then, I don't know, bishop D7, queen E2, and then like here, next move. I'm not saying it's good, I'm saying it's stressful. Well, in Macedonian at least, the word screwdriver is like a German word, or like half of a German word. It's like a Macedonianification of a German loanword, if I remember correctly. I'm not sure. H5, wow. Just completely ignoring you. That's pretty funny. And if you take, I play G4, knight H4, rook takes H5. Just completely ignoring you. Yeah, I suppose you don't really have a threat. Let's assume I do something stupid like this. Is there a threat? Not really, actually. Okay, no threat. I don't live in the capital. I live in a slightly more traditional city. So it's happening slower here. Still happening. Actually, it's been happening ever since I moved. So I've been able to see it real time, which has been fascinating for me, just like as an observer. Just wanted to go A6 and then see from there. Fair enough. I respect that point, but it's a little slow. And you're still not fully developed and not castled. You really need to deal with your bishop and your king. If you notice, everything I'm doing is developing and castling. This is bad because it undevelops my bishop. It puts it in front of a brick wall. And so knight A5. And then, okay, this is good. This is a good idea. I like this a lot. Yep. Okay, CX. Knight. This I don't know. I'm not sure about. This knight's very strong. I'm undecided, but okay. Now it's a bishop's opposite color bishop endgame, which this is pretty concrete weakness. I can't really blame you. Now here's where I really disagree. You should absolutely should have taken this, without a doubt. It's not close. Take, and then you could play bishop D3 or rook C1. And now we play this position. And most likely a draw. But I got control over the open file, and that was deadly. And see, now this loses. You know what gives people feeling of power? Working in a vinyl shop and people asking what music you are playing. That's true. That's true. Man, I wish I had enough money to collect vinyls. I'm just poor. College student. So I collect CDs instead, like a schmuck. Like a schmo. Not getting compliment from a girl. Compliment from a girl isn't power. It's just like self-esteem for the next 2 years. At least. Still here? Okay. Appreciate it. Hello, Norwegian. Psychic, I don't know if you were here when I was talking about earlier, but my perspective, is that it's like deciding which one of my eyeballs to stab out with the blunt end of a plastic spoon. Compliment from a girl is a core memory. I still remember my last one. True. Do I remember my last one? Yes, I do. It's been a few years. No, it hasn't. What, actually, that's not true. That's not true. I got one like a little less than a year ago. I just wasn't sure if it was sincere at the time. I found out afterwards it wasn't sincere. No, the vinyls themselves, Norwegian, are the expensive part. Like the actual vinyls, like the thing. Whose turn is it? No clue. Here. And you can also type to tell you the list. I don't know what a vinyl plate is. Unless that might be the Norse word for it, but maybe I think we just call them not vinyls, like the discs. I thought you meant like a gramophone, like the actual thing that plays the vinyls. Oh no, yeah, you can find cheap ones, but I don't want random vinyls or random CDs. I want specific ones. I want the albums I want, right? And so those end up being expensive. Yeah, I got you now. I'm not going to skip you. And why is Lizzo supporter? Is that a fat joke? I can't tell if that's a fat joke. Should I be offended? It is true, Nabo. You should do that. Everyone should be independent from other people's validation. Actually, it's not true. You should have a core community which validates you almost regardless of anything, and then you don't need external validation because you already are validated by that core community. So fair point, but I'm going to use it as my entire identity anyway. Yeah, you had to try and play the opposite color bishop endgame, which is losing, but you had to try. It was better than getting this endgame where my knight is unequivocally stronger than your bishop, and I have the passer. Okay, let me just. Yeah, fortunately my work schedule is a lot more relaxed, at least for now. I'm probably going to end up taking on more responsibility, which on the one hand is annoying because it's more work, but on the other hand it's more money. So like, I can't be that mad. Yeah, but you still try, even if you are lost. Or at least that's my opinion. I don't believe in resigning. No, just a troglodyte. Think she might have been flirting with me, but I'm a troglodyte. We need to find a system for that. Fellas, guys, men, we need a system. We need to know what to do to solve that unknown part. I hate working in a retail store. It's honestly insufferable. I didn't realize why I hate it so much until now. Why, Norwegian? Why do you hate it so much? What do you do for a living? Well, I am in college and I'm still living with my parents, so I don't need to have a full-time job, so I have a part-time job. And so my part-time job is I act as a bookkeeper for our nonprofit, or at least I've only started doing that a few months ago, and so I'm still pretty bad at it, but I'm learning it. And so I do a lot of like setting up our filings for solicitation licenses for different states in the US. It's not the most exhilarating work, but I believe in the cause, so. What are your thoughts on long distance relationships? I'd say it's probably a bad idea in general, but that human relationships are way too complicated a matter for absolutes. So while I would say it's generally a bad idea, generally doesn't mean you never do it. Got you, Norwegian. The relationships are easy. If you are better looking, taller, richer, and more socially skilled than her other options, then she definitely likes you. Yes. I'm not saying you're doing this psychic, but I find it annoying when people project that level of shallowness onto women and then generalize it, right? I recognize that just like a lot of guys are shallow, a lot of women are shallow, but just like some guys aren't, I would say that some women aren't. Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I'm not being entirely serious. Okay, well, you never know. You never know. And plus, like I said, I didn't think you were saying that. It just reminded me of other people who say that, so I wanted to say it because I go on tangents. I forget what I'm doing. What am I doing? I'm analyzing someone's chest code. I think it's a bad idea. I just said that, Nabo. Bad idea. I absolutely agree it's a bad idea. But, that doesn't mean never do it. It means avoid it. You know what I mean? Women be shallow, right, fellas? Oh no, here we go. Guys, I'm not paid enough to be like an alt-right red pill influencer. Okay? I almost want to take with G, just so that I can push in the center and develop my bishop faster. Because I'm castling queenside anyway, so I think taking with G is better. Yeah, I'd rather take with G. The more I look at it, the more I want to take with G. Okay. I am analyzing. I was just talking about the benefits of taking with G versus taking with E. Because look, takes with E, you open your bishop this way, which isn't terrible, but also you open the E file, which is a potential weakness, and this diagonal is still weak, so you're not really making the king side much safer. On the other hand, taking with G, You open your bishop to what, in my opinion, are two more impactful diagonals. You open the G file, which is good for you, potentially, and you allow bishop G7 as well, so this diagonal could be cool. And the F-pawn supports E5 advance, which gives you better control over the center. Yeah, no, that's very difficult. You're right? Thank you. I think I'm right. It feels better. I'm not always right. I'm just right a large enough majority of the time that you can fairly assume I'm always right. No. Ignore me. Okay. Bishop E7, Queen H5, G6, Queen H6, Bishop F8. What's the threat here? Why can't I play Knight C6? Knight C6? Am I afraid of Queen G7? I don't think I am. Well, that's only because I haven't shared all of them. Like everyone else. If you hear too many of my political views, you'll eventually find something you disagree with, and then I'll sound insane. Flat earther. Okay, not that bad. Not that bad. Come on, give me a little bit of respect. I'm not that insane. Just cleanly winning a piece. I'll take it. Okay. And he blundered. We'll take it. Ooh. Why not the other one? Why rook D? I don't like that. Earther. Twitch just does not want you typing that, does it? Uncle Bezos suppressing the truth. Yes, yet again. If you don't have a strong bad idea opinion, you probably make a decision based mostly on your emotions when it actually happens. Is that right? Okay, stupid question. In relationships, isn't making decisions based off emotions not a bad thing necessarily? Like, I get keeping some sort of rationality, okay? I'm not saying go in and ignore all better judgment, but like, you know, emotions are the enemy. I disagree with that. Unregulated emotions are the enemy, but regulated emotions are a good thing. Yeah, I still think Rook H was better. This rook's already working. And this is scary for him. Ooh, free queen. We'll take it. Oh, I know they do psychic. Now, to what degree they need to do is also dependent on, what's the word I'm looking for? Personal temperament. So, that is generally true, but it also depends. It varies person to person. You're still right. Still true, but... You're right, Rexpor. That counters my entire point. Never mind. I take it back. Emotions are the enemy. If you feel anything, you're a weak beta male, soy drinking something. Knight flip chess or Philip chess. I can't read. Even the desire to be logical comes from an emotion. Yeah. Probably. In relationships, I just care personality more than anything. Yeah. I would say personality is number 2 behind similar-ish worldview. We don't need to have the same worldview, but the one that's like close enough. You know what I mean? I don't disagree, Nabo. It should start with emotional. Again, not unregulated, unmitigated, uncontrolled emotion, but ow. That one hurt. That was a hiccup. Honestly, this is pretty good game of chess. I would say there are a few moments like E takes, like rook E instead of rook H, but it's a pretty good game. I'll take it. Pretty cleanly outplayed him. That's fair, Norwegian. I think some degree it'll probably be necessary for you to change some as well. That's usually how that works. English or Spanish. I don't have to read the entire thing. It's only supposed to be one word. Otherwise, I allow for exceptions on a case-by-case basis. I need a partner that will want to kiss in the federal cheese caves. See? Well, getting to the federal cheese caves will be a hard part. Actually, if the US collapses into civil war and becomes like a nuclear wasteland, it might be pretty easy to get to the cheese caves. You need to type someoneschess.com name afterwards. That pings the chess.com API and asks for names. They offer tours of the federal cheese caves. Well, I mean just getting into the US as a not citizen. The visa process, from what I hear, is miserable. Thank you, I. You as well. That's what I'm saying. Just wait for the downfall of the US. Absolutely, I play unrated for that reason, so we can continue the dialogue. Simplifies a lot of things. For me, at least. Sure thing, Val. Have a good time on your vacation. Wee. Okay, fair enough. See what you do about this. Aha. Are you a citizen? I am. I was born in the US of A. Also, low-key, I don't want a partner that likes BCNR. Low-key, a red flag. True. That's the thing. You have to... Relationship advice. You need a partner that has different red flags than you do. That way, you can assemble like a collection. Ooh, he let me play E4. I wasn't expecting that. Don't mind if I do. Oi, we've transposed to Pirts. Yes, we have. US of A is so cringe. Oh, come on. Come on. What's wrong with saying US of A? I'm allowed to say US of A. Come on. Let me have some fun. She knows what a windmill is. Fellas run, so I can poop. Based and based build. Nothing is wrong. He's just a US of A hater. I am also a US of A hater, but like in a weird way where it's like an abusive relationship where I can't bear to hate it, but then I also hate it. And I hate the fact that I don't hate it, but then I hate the fact that I do hate it. You know what I mean? I have a very complex relationship with the US. Do that. But for me, it's the simple European superiority based on nothing. Based. Can I sack a piece? Almost. It's close. Okay, let's do some calculating. Let's say he pushes. Ah, he gets there in time. So tragic. Actually, wait. I take here with bishop. Oh no, but he could just play bishop here. So lame. So cringe. Yeah, I don't think there's a sack. So sad. Yeah, being single does have benefits, but it also has a serious downside. You're single. Old friends from Belgium, I was saying New Year, really fun. Oh, that's super sick. Yeah, that's actually why I like Skinty Thea so much. It's because when I hear him talk about his relationship with Ireland, I'm like, OMG, he's literally me. He's just like me. Being single has so many pros. Number one, don't have to share a sign. Ants from Up There album. I mean, relationships are complicated, from what I hear. I don't have too much experience in that regard, so. Mostly running off of what other people tell me. Reviews are mixed. Oh, that's pretty sick. Brussels, Stockholm, Rome, London, New Delhi, and Madrid. Ooh, that's a pretty good collection. Ooh, I've got a silly idea. Can I get away with knight e4? I think I can. Come on, fellas, look at this move. Look at this move. What does Macedonia have over the USA? Culture is one of them. Safety, for one. One of the obvious ones. It's much safer here. Also, the social fabric is a lot stronger. People have a lot closer connections, and there's a much stronger sense of community. It's a lot cheaper, like insanely cheaper. This is going to sound weird, but even though I'm probably weirder here than I am in the US, people don't expect me to be not as weird here as much, so I don't feel as out of place. Half Swedish, half Serb, makes sense. What do you mean by weird? Okay, give me a second. I'm watching this clip myself because I'm a narcissist. I mean, I'm right though. What I mean by weird, I'm thinking of how to describe it. Oh, he resigned. Nice. Pack of wild elephants. Depends on the person, in my opinion, but you might be right. I'm telling you, the US doesn't have that. It's a disaster. It's a disaster socially. Ooh. 93.7 accuracy. I had some fun this game. I was cooking. I was cooking, chat. It's a funny clip. It is a funny clip. So, look at this. This move by itself, I'm now winning. This is why the Pirts can be brutal. You play one wrong move and suddenly the position implodes. What have I forgotten? Consider 98 too? Yeah. You have to play it. It's the only move. Which is pretty funny. Probably. Can you get shape? Bishop b3. So hurt right now. I don't know what you want from me or expect from me. d5 is good. d5 is good. So I appreciate the defense you put up here. And then this was just to weaken the g6 pawn, which might have been a little extra. Maybe I should have played this first, but I felt like softening this pawn was good. Oh, come on. That's a nice move. You got to give it to me. That move's nice. And the fact that rook takes isn't much better. And then this is a huge problem. I'm just up an exchange. On top of the fact that I still got a raging attack. It's pretty bad. Pretty bad. Again, in these sorts of positions, it's not if they're tactics, it's where the tactics are, right? The tactics must exist. It's not a question of if they exist. I mean, I can also change the move order and hit the same thing, but it's where are the tactics. I've been pushing for too long. I think there's a quote by Garry Kasparov, and it goes, if you manage to make 10 threats in a row in chess, then you win. On the spot. You win the game. I believe that's the quote. And while that's a generalization, it's actually a pretty good one. Because you'll find it's actually very hard to make 10 threats in a row. But here, let's count. 1, 2, 3. Still 3. Yeah, only 3. See? That's only 3. 4. Yeah, exactly. Who do you decide, Norwegian? Don't recognize the name. Don't keep up with US politics that well, if I'm being honest. In a row. Yep, so I didn't get 10 in a row. But my point was, I made a lot of threats. And so, threats, if you hit enough of them, are pretty concrete. And that's what happened in this game. Your pieces slowly got forced backwards. And I got better and better pieces. And it's funny, because we talk about development, but in this position, this bishop's basically already developed. The only reason I would move it is to develop my rook, right? Because my rook is stuck. This bishop is already active. Which is what's fun about these positions. Is in the Pirts, for both black and white, it is an idea that just by moving your pawn, you could develop your bishop. Like in a lot of King's Indian positions, you push the D pawn, and then the E pawn, and this bishop's already developed and ready to sack on H3. Very normal idea. Ready when you are? Okay, yeah, I think this was a pretty straightforward game. It's, you let me get this E6 move. This is a very common tactical motif. If I'm allowed to get this, it's usually pretty bad, because you end up making this bishop way too strong and creating way too many weaknesses on your king side. It's a motif in the Pirts and in some lines of the Caro-Kann. Again, piece here, pawn here. That way you either have to take or let me take. You get some real problems. Real problems. Yes. You had to keep diagonal open to prevent me doing that. Yep. Then I probably would have gone rook e1, threatening to do it again. And then we play chess, saying this. Which makes sense to me. And you're uncomfortable. Like, I'd rather play white here, but you're fine objectively. Because you're very solid. You over defend f7. And okay, we play chess. The problem is you got too many weaknesses now. Too many weaknesses. Okay, let me see if I see it. I do see it. Perfect. I only know that e6 idea because of studying Caro-Kann lines. Here we go. See, he's only doing things for attention at this point. I don't know why we give it to him. And I don't know why people expect better from kick. You can't, you're not going to get, like, you plant an apple in the ground, you're not going to get a pear tree. You're going to get an apple tree. Yeah, kick is built off financial nothing in order to get people to gamble and get people addicted to gambling. And for people to ban a void on Twitch. You're not going to get anything off that platform but pain and destruction. It is kind of interesting. I don't blame you. He is an interesting guy. Only pain and destruction. So far, so good. It's not a good long-term app. It never was. Again, I understand the perspective of people who are like, oh, yeah, Twitch competitor. That's never what it was. And I think people who thought it was that were fooling themselves. Fooling themselves. Because it never could be that. I went a pawn here at least. A lot of kick streamers fall into that category because that's the only people who can be there. It's the only people who can exist in that environment are people who are okay with that, are okay with being on a platform that can only be evil, without a doubt. There's nothing else it can be. So you have to be okay with that, either via obliviousness, right, for whatever reason, or just being horrible enough that you won't be let on the more controlled apps. Or desperate enough, or whatever other reason. But you have to be okay knowing that you're on a platform that cannot be good. It is impossible. It is economically infeasible. It is morally infeasible. It's every bad thing you can come up with for a content delivery website. What's AI Alta? Oh yeah, I understand it. I've considered doing it myself. Not for ad avoidance necessarily, but just because I feel like an environment as terrible as Kick, I could do good in some cosmic sense. Maybe I'm delusional, but that was my thinking. Oh, yeah, no, I got you. I know the platform is. I didn't recognize it with the H on the end, which is so stupid. Monkey Brain should have gotten that one. Oh, that's a pretty good one. I hope it's fake. And I mean, if I ever did stream on Twitch, on Kick, then I would never take a dime from them. And I hope you all hold me to that. If I ever accept any money from Kick, shoot me because I'm a skinwalker. Why is the environment bad? Are you familiar with the reason Kick was founded? Are you familiar with the Kick lore? Yeah, I know, but like, yeah, you're probably right. It probably is fake. It's pretty good fake. Oh, you're not. Okay. After I finish this game, brief internet content history lesson. Very brief. I'll make it quick. Plus, it's not that complicated. It's pretty cut and dry. So far, I'm doing all right. I mean, I'd say so, yeah. I'm very losing though. Yes. But hey, putting up a fight is a good thing. Because I don't know if you were here earlier in stream, but I just blundered my queen on like the third game I played. I can absolutely make the stupidest mistakes imaginable. So it's not a bad thing to bet on. You know? That's what I mean. I'm just as good as Magnus. I'm surprised people didn't already know that. It felt kind of obvious to me, but you know. I have tried the King's Indian. I played it for a while. Now, I haven't played it in like 3 years, so my style has changed a lot in that time. So maybe I'll like it now, but I didn't like it when I first tried it. Because I always felt like I was in a worse position. If that makes sense. Explain what? What am I explaining? Have you tried the Grunfeld? Okay, so technically I have, but it was like the first opening I learned with black against d4. And for obvious reasons, that was a terrible idea. But, you know. Hello, Gloin. Yep. Grunfeld was the first opening I learned against d4, and I actually had a good win rate with it. Yeah, I just kind of went too deep, because then I also did the dragon as my first opening with black against e4, and so that's a bad combination. Too much theory for like my 900 brain to comprehend. It's a good opening. The lore. Ah, yes, the lore. Okay. Let me analyze this game first. Okay, so strong start. I like the development. In general, pushing is probably recommended here, because if you notice what you did in the game is you waited, then you pushed. So you ended up wasting a tempo, right? Not the end of the world, but it is a wasted tempo. A wasted tempo is a wasted tempo, right? But h3 is good. Okay, so far so good. It's a little passive. I would rather bolster the knight with another piece to continue your development than move another piece backwards. So you wasted 2 tempi here, right? You wasted 1 and now 2, you know? So you're wasting time, which is not great. Okay, bishop d3, bishop d6. Yep, I'm up 2 tempi. So I'm basically playing with white. Okay, here, takes. And see, because I'm up so many tempi, I was able to get d5 really quickly, and now I'm equalized. I can't be worse. Takes. a3. a3, I'm not sure I understand it. Preventing the knight from coming in. That makes some sense. I don't know what a tempo is because I'm a 900. Fair point. Thank you. Sometimes I forget what I'm talking about. Okay. So, a tempo is a move. So when people say, it's a common criticism of the Scandinavian. The most common criticism of the Scandinavian is that it wastes a tempo, because after you take with queen and I play knight c3, you now have to move your queen. I develop the knight, and by developing the knight, I force you to play another move. Therefore, I'm developing with tempo. I'm developing for free because now I force you to play another move. So this doesn't even cost me a move because I get a free move afterwards. That's the idea. It's a tempo. It's like a free move. So like a half of a move, really. Also, thank you, Not Pabu, for the follow. I really appreciate it. And so in this opening, when I say, okay, you played d3, d4, which wasted a tempo, what I'm saying is you wasted a half move. Because you played d4 in 2 moves, I got an extra move. So in this position, look at my setup, right? Now let's imagine you played h3 first. Oh, sorry, h3, g6, d4 immediately. Now it's the same position, but I don't have a bishop on g7. Right? It's the exact same. This position and this position are the same. I just don't have a bishop on d7. I am 1 move less. I am a tempo less. Yes. So. Hey, thanks so much for the raid, Chessgasms. Wait, let me just. How was the stream? So, again, exact same position, but in this one you spent 1 move playing d4, and this one you spent 2 moves. So I got bishop g7 for free. I got a free move out of it, which I'm chilling because of it. Really appreciate the raid. I'm working on it. Wait, was the chess bad? Well, if the vibes are good and the chess is bad, then it's acceptable. So, You wasted a tempo, and so I got a free move. And that's something that become more problematic as you get better. It starts off not that big a deal because opponents don't know how to take advantage of it. But if you like give 2 tempi to a grandmaster, you're losing. You know what I mean? What do you mean pure? Ah, that makes sense. That stinks. Just your internet being terrible or what? Heard a lot of people in the US with internet problems. Yeah. People want to start beef anywhere. It's good for viewers. It's good for content, you know, because it gains attention. I mean, look at this stinking Drake Kendrick beef. People who've never listened to hip hop before in their lives were talking about it. If you lose a tempo, you can end up playing a black position as white. Yes. You lose a tempo, you're playing the same position, but with the opposite color. And so it ends up being kind of weird. And it gets really complicated. Saving tempi is the source of a lot of weird complications in the opening. Trying to save a tempi versus not saving a tempi and what the consequences are of saving a tempo. Tempi is plural. I'm stupid. Anyway, saving a tempo, what the consequences are. Can you get away with it? Can you not? It's a lot of weird nuances there. A lot. And so when I say you lost a tempo, it just means you basically wasted a move, and so I get a free move. And then you did it again here because you moved into the center and they moved your knight away. So I get another free move, right? Now I'm up 2 free moves. I'm more developed just because. And that's not great. You're not losing. It's not the end of the world, but it's a small thing that is simple to fix, and fixing it will improve your chess because it means you'll simply be playing more actively. You'll be playing more moves, right? You'll be playing more moves in your game of chess. Well, that's not a problem. There's nothing wrong with being somewhat newer. I only bring this up because it's something that's, I think, super helpful to know as you're getting started and trying to improve. I don't mean to bring it up to put you down or to tell you how bad you are. I just, you know, feel like it could be helpful. In A3, I think I get you're trying to play prevent knight b4, but see, now your problem is that you're not playing with all of your pieces. This piece isn't playing, this piece isn't playing, neither one of your rooks are playing. If you notice, most of the time the first step in a chess game is to get your pieces active, get them working, right? Because something that people forget is that pieces that are active are worth more than pieces that aren't, right? It does sound wrong, but I can't put my finger on as to why, and so I'm just going to pretend it doesn't and hope that I'm delusional. Anyway, so for example, in this position, my bishop, my dark squared bishop, is worth more than yours. Mine is more active, it's doing more, it's more helpful. So this might be worth, you know, bishops are worth 3. This could be worth 2.8 and mine 3.2, right? Evaluation is flexible. Piece evaluation is flexible. That's how computers calculate valuation, is they use flexible piece evaluations. And so you're trying to maximize the amount of stuff your pieces are doing. And so this knight is better than my knight. That's an advantage white has in this position. Your knight's better. And so you're making your knight worse and losing an opportunity make your bishop better, right?
Okay, I gotta tell you my dream from last night before I forget it. So this is a basic.
Did White waste a tempo somewhere? See? Look at that. Also, welcome, Hubskirt. Look at that. Hubskirt's been playing chess for a while, right? So he looks at a position and like, oh, this is fishy. So White wasted a tempo.
I guess like an hour before you said no one.
Something's wrong. like Spidey sense. You are absolutely right, Hubskirt. He played D3 then D4. He wasted a tempo. I feel like I'm actually sitting on a TikTok video, which has a wait for it and never actually comes. Okay, I'm working on it. I said I would do this first. I'm in order, right? Do. I can't skip things. Unfortunately, there's only one of me. Until I make a deepfake clone of myself and then promise someone $1 million and go broke. And then this is just a tactical error. Which tactical errors come out of positional errors. So the reason this exists is because you let me get faster development and get more tempo. What about this? Oh no, just sorry this. E4. That's a problem. Yeah. Yep. Do it. Yeah. And so now this is just me cleaning up in the end game. I appreciate the tenacity, but it's very hard to win from this position. Now this is just technique. And I basically prove mate here. Okay. So I appreciate playing till mate. That's a good thing. Plus a few hundred elo for sure. But tempi and peace activity. Okay. Now, for the kick lore. Okay, so kick was co-founded by two people. Actually, let's take a step back before that. There's this streamer you probably have heard of. It's Trainwreck, right? He is a gambling addict. I'm just gonna say it how it is. That's not beef. He would agree with me. Anyway, XQC. XQC is part of this, but not as big a part of this. Aiden Ross comes later. If both players lose a tempo, you can end up in a position that could have been achieved one move earlier. Yes. Anyway. Ice Poseidon. Ice Poseidon is earlier. We're out of order here, chat. We're out of order. We're not doing Twitch lore, we're doing kick lore. Ice Poseidon's not that relevant for kick. Until like later. Ice Poseidon's weird. It's weird. But more important for kick is Trainwreck. Right? So Trainwreck is a gambling addict. Ice Spice. Okay, now you're just throwing out people. Someone's gonna say skippity toilet soon. Okay. Go back to the start. Don't worry, I never got anywhere. I got interrupted 30 times by chat. Anyway, so there's this streamer called Trainwreck. Rizzler, stop. Anyway, Trainwreck, right? So Trainwreck is a gambling addict. And so he gambles on stream as content. He gambles and he loses money, gains money, whatever. And now he has this giant description thing at the top that says don't gamble, it's bad, whatever. But he's gambling on stream and promoting gambling. Additionally, the online casino that he's using to gamble sponsors him. So he oftentimes doesn't pay for a lot of the gambling he does on stream. So he keeps the winnings but doesn't keep any of the losses because he's sponsored, right? And so Twitch is like, so people get mad because it's throwing gambling, especially at minors, right? Because Twitch, minors are all over the place. They shouldn't be, but they are. Whatever. So people get mad and Twitch gets mad. And so Twitch decides, you know what? We're done with this. No gambling, right? They ban Trainwreck. They ban somebody else. I don't remember who. And they're like, no gambling. It's done. So Trainwreck makes this whole rant about how it's so unfair, right? And so Trainwreck and the CEO founder of one of the bigger crypto gambling websites work together and decide, you know what? We're going to launch a competitor to Twitch where gambling is allowed, right? That competitor is called Kick. Now, here's the problem. Twitch was bought by Amazon, of course. And so they run on Amazon servers. I think it's AWS video backend. I don't remember what it's called. Here we go. AWS VOD platform. Okay, so Twitch runs on this, and because it's owned by Amazon, right? Twitch gets really good rates. Because think about it. What's an example I can use here? So if I make chocolate chips, if I run a chocolate chip factory, right? And let's say you make chocolate chip cookies, okay? You want to buy chocolate chips from me, okay? I'm going to say, okay, it cost me $1 to make them. I need to have a profit, so I'm going to sell them to you for $2, because I need a profit. Now, here's the difference. If I make my own chocolate chips, I'm the guy who owns the factory. So when I make my own chocolate chip cookies, I can say, well, I can sell them to my own business for $1 because I don't need to make money here. I make money here. Right? True, Papu, but I'm using simple numbers. Anyway, so because I own both parts, I can sell it to myself for cheaper than I would sell it to you. So Amazon owns Twitch. So Amazon sells Twitch server space for cheaper because it owns Twitch. They're giving it to them, right? The problem here is that Kick also runs on Amazon's servers, right? They run on the same service. Literally, you like go to Kick and you inspect element the videos. It's Amazon Web Services backend, right? Additionally, we know Twitch is either not profitable or barely profitable. I'm pretty sure it's not profitable. Let me check. Let me fact check that. So, yeah, Twitch remains unprofitable. Okay, so Twitch doesn't make money. Twitch loses money. And so Twitch, with its 60-40 splits, so Twitch has those 60-40 splits, right? And also all the bits, you know, the way bits work and advertisements and all this other stuff, right? And Twitch still loses money. So now Kick is streaming. I prefer if you didn't exo. So now Kick is working, and Kick is using the same servers as Twitch for more expensive, and they're giving what, like a 90-10 split, 99-1% split, some stupid split like that, right? The math doesn't add up. It clearly doesn't. It very obviously and clearly doesn't. It cannot. They don't have ad revenue. They don't have nearly as big splits. So they've got to be dumping an insane amount of money into this platform. And the question is why? The answer is simple. Remember at the start, what's the website made for? Crypto gambling. There are few things in business that are infinite money, right? Infinite return on investment. Gambling is one of them. You get one person addicted to your gambling platform, you've got tens of thousands of dollars at least throughout their entire life. It's infinite money. So Kick only exists as a platform to push people to crypto gambling. Otherwise, it cannot exist. It is strictly unprofitable to a major degree. It is a money furnace. It is a money furnace run by a crypto gambling website as advertisements. The only way it exists is because they get enough people addicted to gambling to justify its existence. And so they're already not getting advertisers, so they don't care for moderation. Plus, they don't want to pay for more moderators. That's more money they're dumping into the fire for no reason. So they're not going to pay for moderation. They don't care. I don't know if I want to say that, Exo. So that's why I say that Kick must be 9. Anyway, that's why I'm saying that Kick cannot be anything but evil. It is founded on a unprofitable business model. There's nothing wrong to use it as a non-gambler. In theory, no. But what I don't like about it is if you are paid by someone by that company. If you take Kick's money, you're effectively letting a crypto casino pay you to advertise their product, right? If you're morally and ethically okay with that, then you are correct. There's nothing wrong with using it. If you are okay with that, there's nothing wrong. That is the problem. I am not okay with that. I do not want to advertise crypto gambling on my platform. I don't want any part of that. So I don't like it for that reason. Additionally, they have no problem with illegal stuff happening. The reason all this stuff happens with minors on their platform is because they're not paying for any moderation, because they don't care. Because they're only in it to advertise, to get people to go to their crypto gambling website. I'd prefer if you didn't exit. The King's Indian is good. I tried it a few years ago. Good night, Virgil. And so the other stuff on Twitch that's illegal and draws in viewers, draws in the type of people who would want or have a higher potential of going to the gambling, which is, you know, like minors, the mentally unstable, people, what's the word I'm looking for? Lonely, isolated men, right? Or young men, teenagers. So for them, they don't really care, because even having that horrible stuff on their platform, as long as they're not being arrested and going to jail, it's more profit for them. So they don't really care. It's fine. And so it's a website that's built on what my opinion is evil. I really don't like casinos in general, but especially like these online crypto casinos. I have a very strong distaste. Very strong distaste. Now, again, if you don't have a problem with crypto gambling, then technically there's nothing else wrong with Kick. I mean, their moderation is garbage, but, you know. Oh, missing one in classical feels terrible. So yeah, that's the Kick lore. Yeah, King's Indian is good. I should try it again, honestly. It's been a while since I tried it. A few years. No, I do not. I was hoping that you'd explain it before I asked, so I wouldn't have to ask. I'm just going to deny that. Okay, next person. Philip is not here. Your turn, Slash. Yeah, for sure. That's such a Petrosian. That's pretty funny. No, but... Well, with that logic, YouTube is also bad because it's run by Google, uses your data so they give you ads. Yeah. There's like a sliding scale. It's not evil, not evil. It's different scales of evil. And for me, Kick is more evil than YouTube. A YouTube's platform, in theory, the business model could be not evil, because the paying for videos by watching advertisements is not a fundamentally evil business. It's the data collection. Kick, I don't think it can be anything else. And plus, you're really it like destroys people's lives in a very unique way, where Google doesn't as much. I still hate Google. I'm a Linux user. I refuse. I'm a base Linux user. But I don't think it's quite as bad as crypto gambling. I could be wrong, but that's my opinion. He's right. he's absolutely right. I don't... Why is that controversial? Is it controversial? I'm talking about the tweet that Goddle sent me. Also, welcome, Goddle. I mean, that's just an objective truth. He didn't insult the players any. There's nothing wrong with that. He's very polite. Yeah, I don't have any problem with that. Yeah, that makes sense. That's dangerous. Well, have you seen how many scammers there are on YouTube ads? Have you seen the comment bots? Can we argue that worse than Kick? I don't think it could. I don't think it could. It's pretty bad on YouTube. But arguing it's worse than Kick is hard. Especially since Kick is complicit and a lot worse than scams. The scammers and bots on YouTube are very problematic. But YouTube, people take for granted all the good and really cool things YouTube has done. Right? Like, the copyright stuff, that's a hugely problematic, is not YouTube's fault. They can't do anything about it. The copyright system in general is messed up. And actually, their solution is pretty darn good, all things considered. I don't think they could do any better. I can't think of any better. The copyright law in general is supremely unjust. And so within that framework, I think they do a pretty impressive job. Sure. No worries, Razvan. And as for the bots, what platform isn't bot infested? Like, let's be real. YouTube has it worse. Absolutely. And they need to do something about it. 100%. However, I don't think it's nearly as easy as it looks. Okay. Wait, what's this? Awarded by the best male player. Player who has contributed to the development of chess both through play and promotion of the game, who has set a good example to other players, and who preferably has gained recognition beyond the chess world. Ooh. Interesting. Okay, them specifying it's growing the game and doing things outside the chess world makes that interesting, because it's not as easy. It's not just, you know, Kasparov, everybody go home. Hello, Day. YouTube has some good stuff. Huh. So, it's not Fischer, obviously. Because even if you think Fischer's the best player of all time, which is controversial, but even if you do think that, there's no argument for Fischer having added more to the game than any of these other guys. So, it's not Fischer. I also think, by that same token, it's not Capablanca, it's not Botvinnik, it's not Tall, it's not Karpov, and it's not Alekhine. Either Kasparov or Anand. Honestly, I kind of agree. I'm leaning Anand. Although, I would say that Lasker has a justification. I think you could make a good argument for Lasker. Yeah, the ads thing is hard. Because on one side, it's a free video platform. I don't know what people expect. The ads are annoying and frustrating and terrible, but it's free. Like, the amount of stuff you get for free on that website is insane. I find it hard to make a big fuss about how bad the ads are on a free platform. The tracking on the ads, yes, huge problem. I will fight that tooth and nail. But specifically the fact that there are ads, I have a hard time with. No, I'm telling you, I think it's Lasker, Carlson, Anand, Kasparov. And honestly, I think you could probably cut Carlson there too. Because Carlson's done a lot for chess, but not as much as the other three. So it's Anand, Kasparov, Lasker. Right? Anand, Kasparov, Lasker. It has to be one of those three. It must be. Yeah, I'm going to bed after this, so unfortunately for me, there won't be a later. Now, as for which one of those three, it feels like a genuine toss-up. They're probably going to pick Vichy, which I can agree with that. I'm cool with that. That's what I mean. Lasker's political and social engagement. He was a influential mathematician. He contributed a ton to chess, right? Are you in Macedonia? Yep. He contributed a ton to chess. So, like, he gave a lot to the game. He was champion technically for the longest period of time ever, even though it was less competitive during that era, and he fought fewer world championships than, like, Kasparov, right? So, I would probably pick Lasker. Oh, don't get me wrong. Of course it's black and white. And I am not saying that if you used kick once in your life, then you're evil and I can never associate with you again. I'm saying that I think its business practices are bad enough that I don't want to touch it. Lasker over Capablanca? Again, it's counting influence outside of chess. Capablanca has no influence outside of chess. So, because of that, yes. Otherwise, I would go Lasker, but there's an argument. There's an argument. But if we're counting influence outside of chess, it's not close. And how much they gave to chess, it's not close. I know. Capablanca came after. Yeah, I'm aware of this. Capablanca came after Lasker. He only came around when Lasker was significantly older. It's not quite fair. Yeah, Lasker's like 20 years older than Capablanca is. Almost exactly 20 years, actually. That's not create a problem to solve a solution. It's, hey, can you pay for the thing you're using? Again, I understand why people find ads frustrating, but like, you either pay for it or it's a free service. Like, the thing is, Magnus is obviously the best player ever, but the problem is that Magnus has more resources than others, so we should look at who has the most gap between 1 and 2. Yeah. Plus, chess has gotten better over time, so Magnus being the best is true kind of just because he's the most recent champion, right? He was a genius, but to my knowledge, he didn't work at it as much as other people did. Plus, again, he did come 20 years after Lasker. And I'm not saying I'm not saying Capablanca is like terrible, right? The problem is it's Lasker. Ah, yes, Nabo, it's clearly you. We're arguing for second place. I look like Kasparov might make Russian president one time, so he gets my vote. That's fair. I can get behind that. I can respect Kasparov. But Kasparov, I feel like he's a little too much of a crackpot politically. Like, I'm not sure if you're familiar with his actual views, but they're a little weird. He's big into the alternate history stuff, where the world has only been around for a few thousand years, and like ancient civilizations are only a couple hundred years old or something. It's really weird. It's really weird. And Petrosian is very underrated as a player. Absolutely. That is a very valid statement. I agree with that. But the only thing is I don't think it... I mean, for this, he's not even on the list, is he? Yeah, he's not on the list. But he is very underrated. How does the quote by, I think it was Tall, go? If Mikhail Tall sacrifices a piece. No, it wasn't Tall who said it. Who said it? Botvinnik. Botvinnik said it. Yeah, Botvinnik said it. So Botvinnik has a quote where he said, if Mikhail Tall sacrifices a piece, you take it. If I sacrifice a piece, you think about it, and then you take it. If Petrosian sacrifices a piece, then you resign. No, but it's still a free platform. It's free. It's free. You can't argue that, oh, it's not fair that you give me this for free. It's free. It's such a good quote. Let me see if I can find the exact quote. It is Botvinnik. I was right. Yeah. If Tall sacrifices a piece, take it. If I sacrifice a piece, think about it, then take it. If Petrosian sacrifices a piece, resign. I love that. That's one of those iconic chess quotes. It's horrendously underknown. Like, no people know it. Kasparov's just anti-Putin. He criticizes Western leaders for what he sees as appeasement in Putin and their failure to take a stronger stance against Russia. Well, he is, but he's not just that. Like I said, he does have some very crackpot stuff. It's not quite flat earth, but it's that sort of vibe. All 7 applies to Kick? Yes. Which is why I'm saying I don't disagree with Kick, because they have business practices. I disagree because it's crypto gambling. I have a special hatred in my soul for gambling. And I don't love, again, I'm not saying Google's services and monetization scheme are good. I'm saying they're better than gambling. Better than crypto gambling. In my opinion. From where I'm standing. I don't think so. Because Nakamura, the problem with Nakamura is he's not strong enough in one field, right? Like, he's not a strong enough chess player to make it there off of pure chess strength. And if you're going to pick a chess content creator, you should really be picking Gotham. Which is that a hot take? It might be a hot take. But that's my take. Yeah, like he's not world champion. He's never been #1 in the world. You would think it would, but the problem is it doesn't. Because gambling isn't rational. But he's not even top bullet. He's been beat by Carlson. Pretty sure I'm more than he's beaten Carlson. Like, you could fact check me on that, but I'm pretty sure. He has beaten Carlson. I'm just saying statistically. I think Carlson is favored in those matchups, is he not? In bullet, yeah. It's pretty close. He's not clear number one. He might be number one, but it's not clear. Carlson, right? That's my problem. It's not clear.
A perfect sausage.
I know, but far from number one to me isn't relevant. They're not number one. And neither one of them, like, have ever been number one. So, like, they don't have that on their list. I'm just saying from influence, Hikaru's beat, and from chess, Hikaru's beat. That's the problem, is he doesn't have either. And you have people who have both, right? Lasker, Anand, and Kasparov all have both. Hikaru has neither. He's not on the list. That's why I'm saying I'd rather put Gotham, because Gotham at least has one, right? Like, Fischer doesn't have influence, but he has chess, and he has a big chess, right? So that's my point. It's a coin flip between Carlson and Hikaru, maybe Danya and other people in bullet. Yeah, for sure. But that's not clear number one. Like, outside of Botvinnik, there was nobody on this list who was like, I mean, even Tall wasn't that much better during his championship. Honestly, low-key, Tall is kind of out of place on this list. And so is Botvinnik. I'd rather see Steinitz and, like... Yeah, Steinitz, at least. So, like, swap out Botvinnik with Steinitz, and I think it's a better list. Why don't you play with the increment? So the stream doesn't go on forever. I like how this is still equal. That shows how crazy this position is. Chess. I think subscribers, but I'm not sure. So, this, the subscribers is the statistic, and also the fact that Gotham has been one more on like Wired interviews, New York Times articles. He's the media's go-to chess person, and now that's the statistical, like the objective. The subjective, everyone I know who knows about and watches chess content, who's not a chess player, watches Gotham and not Hikaru. None of them watch Hikaru. Chess players watch Hikaru, non-chess players watch Gotham. And also chess players as well. Gotham has them both. That's part of why he's so popular. He's definitely more influential than Hikaru, though, by a lot. And he's definitely probably the most influential chess player alive, with the exception maybe of Carlsen. Yes, Danya's based. No, Danya's fantastic. Fantastic. Love Danya. Improves the chess other than just and other things other than just things. Well, Hikaru is influential in anything other than chess. So the reason I'm talking about just chess influence is because we're talking about Hikaru. I don't think Gotham should be on the list. I think Gotham should be on the list above Hikaru. That's my point. He shouldn't be on the list. Neither one of them should be on the list. My point is only that Gotham should be there above Hikaru, who also shouldn't be on the list. What? Oh, you go to AA. Well, that's hard. Difficult position. Obviously, I don't think Hikaru or Gotham should be on this list. I think Steinitz should be on this list. Take out Botvinnik, add Steinitz. Add Steinitz. Then we talk. Otherwise, I mean, I feel like you could even replace like Tall with Nimzovich. Or like Fildor. I don't know, because I want to. No, it should not. Fisher was around for 2 years, and then he dipped. He had a lot of influence in that 2 years, but you can't seriously tell me that Fisher had more influence in his 2 years than Lasker did in 20. There's no way. He was very influential. Absolutely. Not on the level of a Lasker. Or Steinitz, or a Kasparov, or an Anand, or even a Capablanca. If we want chess influence, then it's Anand. I don't think it's close. Anand effectively popularized chess in India by himself. And now they're the strongest chess nation in the world, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So Anand, like, almost single-handedly, which I know it's an exaggeration, shoulders of giants, that whole thing, I'm just making a point, brought an entire chess superpower to the forefront. If we're talking chess influence, it's Anand. The only reason Anand isn't my #1 choice for the whole thing is because he only was champion once. And there was never that big of a gap between Anand and everyone else. Isn't that only nationwide? India, 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 India. Top 34. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 top 34 players, including 1 world championship title contender and like 2 or 3 members of the candidates. Absolutely, but that was 2 years. 2 years. Yeah. I'm just saying Gotham should be above Hikaru on the list. 2 is greater than 20 is greater than 2. Yeah, I recognize that Fischer had a greater influence than most chess players. I know, but chess influence was only 2 years. After that, he didn't do that much. He did a lot, but he didn't do that much from a influence perspective. Nothing that really left an impact. He had the rematch, but that's still neither here nor there. What's the point? My point is that India is not a local thing. They are a global chess superpower. And what isn't represented here is that almost all of India's strong players are rising stars. 2018 Anand is 54, so it's Anand based. And then a 29, which is a little older as well, so Vidit. And then 24. 2 18-year-olds in the top 10. That's insane. That's true. But still, he wasn't influencing chess when he was 15. He was just popular. Popular and influential are 2 different things, right? He was more popular than most people, but he wasn't more influential. Like a mixture between creating good players and making people interested? Yeah. That's pretty funny. Yeah. So I think an influence-wise, Anand wins. I think. My opinion. I just think that he wasn't as dominant as these other guys were during their time, so it's hard to make him win the entire thing. Which is why I prefer Lasker. Although I could compromise for Kasparov. I mean, Kasparov, Anand, Lasker. Any one of those three, there's a good argument. Of course, Anand is the most influential. See what I mean? It's very hard to debate that. You can, but it's very hard. I think Hans should be on the list. Influence has been immense for all the wrong reasons. But he was not the best player in the world. And he's famous, but not influential. He hasn't changed that much. He was just popular because, ooh, drama. That doesn't count. That, like, it counts, but doesn't count for as much. Right? Yeah, Indians are coming. Absolutely. It's so funny. Like, hold on a second. Oh yeah, let me check just one thing real quick before I do. When was he number one? 2008. Okay. Right? So 2008. Gukesh was born 2006. So Anand was champion when Gukesh was 2. And most of these champion players start chess when they're like 4 or 5. Maths. I'm just saying, guys. I'm just saying. Very hard to... Well, the reason they're not is because it's men. This is specifically best male player. I'm assuming they're going to also have a women's category, and Judith Polgar sweeps. It's not close. But this is specifically male player, which is why there's no Polgar sisters. No problem. Ed, I'm not showing it on screen, so it's not obvious. We were talking about just players. I didn't specify, but yeah, it says male player. But yeah. So, Judith Polgar wins most influential female player. I don't think it's close. I don't think anyone will debate that. That's probably why they don't have a category, because it's just Judith Polgar 8 times or 10 times. Not because there haven't been other influential women chess players. There have. It's just none on the level of Polgar, right? This is going to be a weird game. Let's look at this. Okay. Okay. Catalan. Okay. This is one of the main lines. That's wrong. You should be playing Queen C2 and then Bishop F4. Bishop C3 is anti-positional. You're trying to open up this diagonal. Putting this bishop here, this pawn's never going to move. You want to push E4. So it's not super productive on this square. It's not a terrible piece, but it doesn't contribute to the position. It's a line? Are we sure it's a line? Queen C2, Bishop F4, Queen B3, B3. Out of 4,036 games, 66 of them have been Bishop C3. It was fun to bang you. Always a pleasure. I don't call this a line. And it's a line that scores terribly for white compared to the other lines of the Catalan. Yeah, no, I don't agree with this. I don't agree with this. I'm sure he was surprised, but I just disagree with it. I mean, maybe he got some prep I don't know about, but like... Okay, B3, maybe D3. What? Good night. What? I mean, it's creative, I'll give you that, but like... It feels extremely dubious. I don't trust this at all. If you have this prepped, then it could be a good surprise weapon. Oh no, A4 is a common idea. I don't disagree with A4 as much. I'm more surprised by it than disagreed. Oh yeah, I forgot. It's a different aspect ratio chessboard. Do I have this set up already? No, I do not. Oh, okay, give me a second. Duplicate. Yeah, the chessboard dimensions are different on this specific place on the website. There we go. Ah. So annoying. That'll have to do for now. Oh yeah, cool. Okay. So, pretty good. Sleep deprived 999. I can't speak. Sleep deprived 999. I have my own voice playing in my head on like a 1-second delay to make it harder for myself to speak. This is my third night doing it in a row, and I'm doing way better. I've had multiple people not notice that it's even happening. The previous 2 nights, disaster. Tonight's going very well. Okay. It's going pretty well. It's only 10 p.m., so I'm not sleep deprived yet. Okay, check. Bishop e2, bishop e7, bishop g2. Yeah, we went through this. No, a4 doesn't bother me. Bishop c3 is the move I disagree with. Everything after this I like. Do streaming on a high difficulty. Normal streaming is too easy for me. Ah. Hello, Callum. No, a4 I like. I don't think it's correct, but I like it. C3, bishop c3 I don't like, and I don't think it's correct. This I don't think it's correct, but I like it. Okay, takes 95, of course. Here, e4, okay. Ooh. That's suspicious. That's very suspicious. We're analyzing a game where an Alco viewer, a certified Alco viewer, played against a top 100 player. A 26-63 from the Netherlands, and was winning. At least that's what I've been told. That's what my sources tell me. Please tell me you played d5. Fantastic. Ooh. I'm shocked he played this. This is such a weird move. Close to top 50. Such a weird move. I disagree with this like on every level. Queen c7 is such a more natural move. I don't like this at all. But we'll take it. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. d5, bishop f6. Okay, hold on a second. c5 is terrible. No. Yeah, for sure. It's crazy. And then you take the rook, and it's an exchange. That's a beautiful tactic. And the stuff you have to be looking for. f4, there's nothing currently, but I'm a little bit suspicious. Takes, knight f7, knight f3. Queen c7. I mean, it's still not bad. I still like it. Yeah. How much time did you spend? Yeah, you played too fast. This is not a 3-minute position. This is a 3-hour position. This is not a sub, but a follower. I only have like a couple subs because I never talk about subs because I feel bad about it, because I don't feel like I'm providing enough value to subs over normal viewers. Anyway. Yeah, this is not a 3-minute game. There's no business. This is not a position where you spend 3 minutes by any stretch of the imagination. But okay. Currently on chess.com it's only like 2660, 2070. I used to be 2200, but then I dropped a bunch of elo playing while sleep deprived. No, f4 is fine. It's the next best move, but you played too fast. Ooh, this I hate. That's ugly. Like, I would rather push and get this protected passer, which is going to be annoying for him to deal with. He probably will deal with it, but it's very annoying. Like, I'd rather play this. Because his bishop's pretty terrible. And you can, like, bring the queen in somehow. I lost my 1200, now 960, trying to break 1000 again. I feel like 900 is Elo hell. Elo hell is a jail of your own psyche. It's hard to pass, but not because it exists, but because it tests your resolve. I have a video by a guy I watch who does Overwatch videos about it. Really quite good. I also left like a bajillion word comment on that video. Okay. I agree with that. I know, because it's correct. No, okay. Sorry. Sure. Yeah. He's gotten his pieces active. Yeah, this is a hard position. You're probably calculating e5. I would have played e5. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think this is better. I don't know, maybe not, but I'd rather play it. Why do you feel like you lost 1200, if you don't mind my asking? Or do you just not know and it feels like magic? Because that happens. I've had that. I feel that. Yeah. Bishop c6, a5. b5. Tragic. What's the quote about having to beat a grandmaster 3 times to actually win? If you want to beat a grandmaster, you have to beat them 3 times. You have to beat them in the opening, then beat them in the middle game, and then beat them in the end game. Okay, that makes sense. So you're rusty. So this guy, you beat him in the opening, and then you lost in the middle game, and you lost in the end game. To beat one GM, you have to beat him 3 times, though. That's the problem. And so, Razvan beat this guy once. He did. But then, he also lost. Thank you so much for the follow. Anyway. Interesting game. I might look into this bishop c6, c3 stuff, but it looks terrible. It feels wrong. Otherwise, some interesting stuff. I'm just shocked at... Oh, he played this immediately. Oh, wow. He played c5 immediately. That's weird. Interesting. Okay. How many people are thinking? Because it's 10:20 and I need to go to bed at some point. 2 people. Perfect. Perfect. Well, that was Razvan. And so it's just Callum. Perfect timing. Okay, let's see what we're dealing with here. Making everyone nervous. I'm nervous after c5. The bishop c3 stuff, I just don't see the long-term ambition. The thing about the Catalan is that white has these long-term pressures along the light squared diagonal, the light squared fianchetto, that really kind of squeezes black. But bishop on c3 doesn't contribute to that plan, and feels like just a waste of tempo to get there. And so it feels like instead of committing to the plan that your structure best supports, it's going for a secondary plan that conflicts the entire point of g3, bishop g2, because that whole plan feels better with the bishop on f1 on like c4 or something. You know, I don't think g3 bishop g2 synergizes super well with that specific plan. That's kind of my point. Your best game ever. Okay, let me see this. Okay. Sure. Very nice. Kill him. Now here come the rest of the pieces. This is when it gets ugly. Boom. What is that? Queen for bishop? Catalan is like a Queen's Gambit on steroids. Love it. I love the Catalan. It's one of my favorite openings. It's that and the dragon. What was your original plan, if you don't mind? If you don't mind my asking. Some sort of queen check nonsense? Oh, and you're saying he blocks, then you take, and then... Wait, when does he have queen c8? Yeah, I'm a little confused, not gonna lie. It is, in fact, check. So he has to block with knight, yeah? Because if he blocks with queen, then you play bishop b5 and win his queen, right? So he has to block with knight, and now you play knight e5, and this is pinned, and this is big problems. Very losing. Well, I mean, the rook sack works too. It's much prettier, and it wins much more cleanly. So I don't care. The rook sack's better, but it all wins, but this is a much prettier win. What do you study? Just review games, or do you watch courses or read books? Currently, I just review my games, and I got Gotham Chess's book. How to Win at Chess or something? So I haven't studied in a while, truth be told. I need to get back onto it, which I intend to do. But I have a few books that I like, and then otherwise playing classical games with people at my chess club back when I studied more, and specifically like good content, like tournaments with commentary, that sort of thing. Yeah, this was a very nice game. There's a lot of good resources out there if you're willing to look, but some of them are pretty hard. Yeah, this is very nice. Very clean. The game just ended. Murdered him. So I have a few chess books that I like. Levy would be proud. He would be. Regards reviews of chess tournaments going on. Yeah, I prefer live commentary myself because I like seeing the strong players, like the grandmasters who are commentating, try to figure out the plans that the players are going for as well. And they often give like an obscene amount of details because they have to fill the space of like 3 hours waiting in between moves. So I like the detail. Hikaru's reviews are good too. Oh yeah, but it's a very pretty 22 moves, so who cares? Like, every single move was in the spirit of the position. Every single move. I would watch that, but it's usually during my work hours. Yeah. No, it makes sense. I mean, it's not a criticism. So, here's the thing. So I'm not sure what your preferred learning style is, but if you enjoy drowning in stuff that is way too advanced for you, then there's some good endgame stuff by Danya, but it's hard for me, at least. It's some pretty rough stuff. He's good. But man, it's quality. I try to educate how I can, but oh, it also led to 1500? Ooh, that's even nicer. Daniil Naroditsky. Yeah, tactics are good. They help with tactics, of course. But it's difficult because things like game sense and positional chess, there aren't super good resources online for. I beat Magnus for real. Of course. That's how he got 1500. Is by beating Magnus. You know, he's like the final boss. At 1499, at 1499 is Magnus Carlsen just waiting there for anyone who wants to get to 1500. What's the Czech defense setup? Oh, it's a Pirc. I mean, I could play a Czech Pirc. I thought that was called a Hungarian. Well, this game, you don't need to play positional. If the position demands for an attack, then attack. Positional chess is when for the position does not demand for an attack. He took the pawn and then played slow. This demands that you chop off his head. He does not deserve his head anymore. Relieve his shoulders of it. Oh, I'm sure. Hello, Flix. I could play Czech. I just don't know the position super well. Maybe I'll look into it. Yeah, d6, c6, c6. I know this stuff. I know a guy who plays it for my chess club. I was also thinking Indian of some kind. But I could play Czech Pirc. Can't be that bad. But what about d4, c4, c4? Because isn't the Czech Pirc against c3? Knight c3, I mean. So like d4, knight f3, knight c3, d6, e4, c6. Could you also play it against c4 lines? d6, knight c3, let's say. Because this, I don't know, does this work here? I'm not super familiar. It doesn't look as right, because if they play c4, then you can't go for the b5 plan as quickly. And no b5 means c6 is dubious. Yeah? Sounds about right, Callum. It's a fantastic game. Very pretty. So it's 10:30 and I have work tomorrow. Okay, so after defensivity answers my question. He is. I can confirm. Oh, come on. But then how are you going to get 1600 and beat Magnus 2, who's guarding at 1559, no, 1599.9? Right? And you might be dubious, but nobody's going to call you out on it. My guy, I'm going to be playing classical. I'm looking for classical prep. In classical, people will call you on this every day of the week. Yes, EXO? Rating process is true. Oh. I like how that changed the entire story. It's like, oh, completely different. Yeah, no. Classical. That's my problem. Blitz and Rapid, I'll play whatever. I'll play like Budapest without ever studying the theory. It doesn't matter. Classical is the problem. Either way, it's a problem I'll have to solve. Because I must be the idea. That being said, normally my next stream be on Wednesday. However, this stream, it might be on Thursday instead because I'm pretty sure I have stuff happening Wednesday. Tried the kid a few years ago. It's been a while. Might try it again. It just always felt like I was suffering. Today I faced a car. .5 out of 9. Beautiful. How many people are in here? Like 20? Okay, let's see. Who are you rating? Rate the view. Yeah, that'll do. Anywho, I will have to see y'all on Thursday because again, Wednesday I've got stuff happening. Now, have an excellent night. Appreciate y'all stopping by.